Adi.
Adi, thanks, Adi. Hi. Sorry, I was a bit too many screens happening in too small of a screen here. Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks Adi, and thanks you, of course, Coach Fast, for giving me the platform. It's my pleasure and my privilege to be here today. I'll be running through a short presentation today about inward communication and the kind of things that we as business leaders we can actually leverage on to develop a stronger mindset. Now, as far as communication is concerned, I will share a short story about how we are able to do that by spinning some using some right tools, right? But today's topic is inward communication. So I prepared a presentation. I'll be sharing screen. So let's see whether I can do that. As we all know, technology, where we need it the most, Murphy will visit us. So I think everybody's good here. Okay, fantastic. Right. So business today, my name is Vernon. Once again, I'm from Monarch Advisory. Why Monarch? Because I'm the Monarch. My clients are the Monarch, right? My target market for my business, I service niche markets and industry leaders. So if you're the top 1, top 2, top 3, top 4, or top 5 businesses or companies in a particular market or niche, that is my target market. I would love to work with them because I can help them design various growth strategies to grow their business and increase in value. I also work together with various investment fund houses. So we have funding, we also have companies, we also have marketing. So we all combine together to actually create value for a specific target market. So that's what I do, right? Today, we will be talking about business leaders self-talk, right? What do we say to us? As we all know, entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. Not many entrepreneurs are blessed to have a community like the Monsters community, where you have a fantastic coach guiding everybody and everybody can be here sharing and learning from each other. Generally, most entrepreneurs are by themselves. So today, what are we talking about? We will talk about state and stimulus. Understanding the difference between your mental state and what is a stimulus, what is the environment, what's the situation affecting you, and what is your inner state. We will talk about questions we can ask ourselves immediately to switch us from a negative frame of mind to a positive frame of mind. We will talk about the executive voice. What does it mean to speak as a leader? What does it mean to speak in an inspirational manner? How do we actually create collaborations as well as connections for people around us based on our inner voice, right? I'm sure you know, if you don't think positively about yourself, other people will not think positively about you. I'm sure everybody can agree with that. If you agree with that, just type there, I agree, inside the Zoom chat so that I know if you are listening, right? If you are not positively framing about yourself, nobody else around you will feel positively. If you agree with that, yeah, type that in. So that's, yes, thanks. Yes, Greg, Ashura, Hannah, yes, agree. Yes, Shahid, yes, you agree. Yes, of course, because we must feel positive about ourselves. How do we go about that? And then there'll be some pro tips I would like to share with you. Now, many of the techniques and strategies here I have developed, I had to unfortunately bang my head against the wall multiple times, try things that didn't work, and eventually I reached some of these insights. There will be some Q&A later. Yes, Fast. We are here to spread the positivity, but not the COVID positivity, okay? So we're all doomed, right? If not, we will all be in Fast office, right? We will all be in City Hub 2, right? If not for COVID, we will all be there together. And then we'll talk about pro tips so you can apply immediately and help you develop that inner conversation. Okay. State versus stimulants. Now, red. What does red means? Red can mean danger. Red can mean stop. Red can mean prosperity. Red can be a bad thing, red card in soccer. Red can also mean brotherhood. Now, are you able to appreciate that red is red? Red is just the kind of wavelength that goes into your eye to recognize the color red. That itself, we refer to in psychology as stimulus. For example, your employee comes to you and said he wants to tender this month, right? That is a stimulus. Then suddenly you are very emo, or suddenly you don't feel like, you feel that you're in big trouble and it affects the rest of your day. And because it affects your mood, everything else you do for the rest of the day turn out to be negative or turn out to be not as good. So you have allowed a stimulus to affect your state. So if you're taking notes right now, please write this down. If you let the stimulus control your state, you are not in control. Okay, if you let your stimulus control your state, you are not in control. So I'm going to share a story about a fundraising project that I was working with, and we will look at the difference between state and stimulus. Okay, so let's say, for example, there is a company that cleans water. So they are a water filtration company, for example. So if you tell people that your business cleans water, that's just a matter of state. That is just a fact. It cleans water. It can process water. But if you change what water cleaning it means, instead you say that you want to make sure that no child in the world ever die from any sickness that comes from unclean water. Is there a difference? First, I clean water. Second, I want to make sure no child in the world ever die from drinking unclean water. Is there a difference between these two pictures? Yes, right? So this is the difference between state and stimulus. If you cannot control, you cannot come between the stimulus, you will let the stimulus affect your state. So for example, you got off early in the morning today and you want to go to work. Suddenly you go downstairs and you could not start your car. Suddenly your whole day is spoiled, is it? Because something bad affected your day. But no, instead, you just call a Grab and go to work and forget about your car and deal with tomorrow. Now, many years ago, when I was a young man, I was with one of my mentors and I was walking together with him to his car after we had lunch. And his car was very well cleaned and very nicely from the car grooming shop. Suddenly, a bird shit dropped right in front of him, on top of the bonnet of the car. When he was opening the door, it just dropped right in front of the car. How would you feel if you were him? Your car is new or very clean, just come from the car wash, you paid money, clean up the car, suddenly there's a bird shit right in front of you on top of the bonnet. How would you react? Type in the chat, how would you feel? What is the emotion that you feel? Please type in the chat. Let's take a look. What are you feeling? Buy 4D, says Dominic. Dominic feel very lucky. Angry, says Fazan. Any alamak? Alamak. Okay. Now, what his response surprised me tremendously. He said, wow, I am so lucky the bird shit did not land on my head. And I'm so grateful that God has given me a car for the bird to shit on. Now, is that a positive-minded person, everybody? He said, I thank God that I have a car for the bird to shit on. Okay, so this is what I mean by state versus stimulus. Yeah, Fast is very positive, okay? Definitely a very positive person. So this is what I'm trying to say. Something happened, you are in control of your state. You don't let the stimulus, which is the bird shit, affect your state. Are we good? Okay. Now, would you like to know some of my favorite questions I always use to change my state of mind to become very positive? Would you like to know the model answer that I always use to ask myself every time something bad happens? No. Employee quit, business deal closed, project pitch failed, didn't get the job, lost a sale opportunity. These are the things that I use to put myself in a productive state. Next slide. Let's go. So this is a quote. Sometimes you encounter people who says this. He said, I got no choice. I got to do this. So I always reply them. I say, if God give us nothing, God give us choice. It's the only thing that God has given us. Choice. Different us from animals, we got choice. So never let anybody say, I got no choice, I must think that way. Okay, we always have a choice. It's about the way we look at the bird shitting on the car. You must thank God for the car, for the bird to shit on. Okay, at least you have a car. Okay. Now, this is state versus stimulus, area beyond control versus area within control. So now I'm going to go into the questions that I always ask myself to guide myself through. Now, these are the bad things that can happen, right? Your top salesman can quit, your head chef can quit, your business partner took 200,000 of your business and run away, You lost a key account that is worth $500,000 in revenue per year. All of these are bad things that can happen to you. Now, how can we change reframe our mind? And here are some questions that you can ask. First question is, you must ask yourself, okay, please write this down if you're taking notes. First, always ask yourself when something bad happens, ask yourself, how can it be worse? Suddenly you become very grateful that it is not worse, okay? He took $500,000, luckily he didn't take 1 million. Okay, my head chef quit. Luckily, my head chef and my waiter never quit. Okay, so if you ask yourself, how can it be worse? You will realize that actually it's not as bad as it can get. Okay, now I've asked myself this question: what if one day I wake up, I lose my voice and I cannot speak? It'll be quite bad, right? Because I'm a communicator and speaker. But I think to myself, maybe that will help me become a better writer. Then I pick up writing, for example, right? So always ask yourself, how can it be worse? Next. I survived. Did I survive well before what happened? So for example, my business partner took 200,000 away. Before I had no 200,000, right? I was still alive, for example. Before I had my head chef, I was the head chef. Did I survive well before this happened? Yes, I did. So actually, it's not so bad. Okay, this is two. Third one. Okay, and this is this is a lot about ego, okay? Am I here to win or am I here to help others win? Now, my friends, we are all business people here. Can I say that all of us want to be successful in business? Can I say this? Right. All of us want to be successful in business, right? But the question is, how do we define what is successful in business? Now, for example, I had to close one outlet of my shop, of one of my retail chain. I got to close one retail chain because, you know, the numbers don't work out. I got to close that chain. Now, that is called a stimulus, right? Because we got to close it due to financial reasons. Now, if I close one outlet and I suddenly feel that because I close one outlet from 5, I become 4, I am an unsuccessful businessman. I think I need to close down my business. I cannot be a businessman anymore because I'm unsuccessful in business. Can you see that it's actually focusing your own ego and your own success? Can you see this? It's about your own ego and your success. It's not about helping your employees continue to be paid their salaries, which is your job as a business owner. You close the outlet, you still continue to keep your staff so you can pay them salary. That is success, right? So it's about how you define success. So the 3 things, how can it be worse? I survived well before. Can I survive again? Answer is yes. And am I here to win or am I here to help other people win? If you always focus on helping other people win, you will maintain a very positive mindset. But if you focus on your own ego and your pride, your own success, it is very easy to be negative because bad things can happen. Okay, now I'll go into very quickly, which is the executive voice. Now, how to speak like a leader, okay? So write this down if you're taking notes. Firstly, leadership is measured by influence. I can influence 10 people, my leadership is 10. Barack Obama can influence 200 million people, his influence is 200 million. So leadership is measured by influence, okay? Now, the executive voice is the channel in which your leadership is communicated. Now, have you encountered any business owners? Every time you sit down with them, the first thing they do is gossip about other business owners. Have you encountered this before? Or is it only me? Is it only me? Or have anybody encountered this before? The only thing they do after they sit down is to gossip about other business owners, say that he can do because his father is rich, my father is not rich, I cannot do, he can do, no, he's not so good because he got extra help, I don't have any extra help, you know, and life is not fair. So you have this frame of reference. Now, this frame of reference is obviously negative because it's not the executive voice. The executive voice have the following traits, okay? They are all about uplifting, enriching, inspiring, and uniting people. So whatever that comes out of your mouth, my friends, whenever you speak, you must speak in a unity voice, not in a splitting voice. Instead of finding difference, you must find unity in speaking about and with each other. Okay, and you must uplift people, praise people, and don't talk negative stuff. Now, I have met one guy before. I have a lot of yes, Coach Fast, establishing common ground. I have met this guy. I mean, I myself is working and trying to improve on this. I met one friend my friend's mentor, at a dinner table, we had dinner together. I can see some people were trying to gossip and talk back. This guy sat the dinner table 2 hours, did not say one word. After the dinner, he thanked everybody for dinner, he left. One word he did not say out of his mouth because that room, that table was negative. He just sit there, eat, smile, smile. After he just left. And thank everybody, thank you for dinner. Thank you, Vernon, for inviting me. Bye-bye. He left. Not even one word from that day because he did not even want to say one negative thing. This is sometimes the executive voice is silence. Okay, next. So here, this is how I'll give you an example of using the executive voice to present information to your team or your stakeholders. Instead of saying, we just lost two of our project managers, you can say things, we have started to interview for new project managers to strengthen our timeline and deliverables. So instead of saying that we have lost 2 project managers, say now we have started to look for new project managers. Next, instead of saying it's now harder to hire people, you should present to your team and say, now more than ever, each team member counts. Do you agree, everyone? Right? Instead of saying, complaining, oh, very hard to hire people, you must say, it is now more than ever, each team member counts. Am I correct or not? Right? So can you see the executive voice? If you have a leader speaking like this, would you be inspired by this leader? Speaking like the second version, now more than ever, every team member counts. The guy that's saying harder to hire people, S-Pass lah, EP lah, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Who will want to work with this guy? This guy is in a negative frame of mind. He won't think of positive solutions. I have no idea what to do. This is what your leader say to you. Not so good. I do not have all the answers, but together as a team, we will find a way out. Is this a much better way of saying the executive voice? Instead, I have no idea what to do. Jialat lah, habis, finish, die, give up, go home. No, I don't have all the answers, guys, but together we will find a way out. Yes, this is unlocking positive energy. Okay, so I'll wrap up very quickly with some pro tips. First, always remember, it can always be worse. All right, when you know that it can always be worse, you will maintain positivity. Secondly, you are here to serve people, not yourself. So as long as you're here to serve people, not yourself, you are okay. Thirdly, it's a little bit philosophical, but you cannot bring your wealth into paradise, okay? So don't get too attached to whatever you have here. We are only here to jaga whatever we have. We don't own it, it is not ours. So if you lose it, no big deal. Find it again, find a better one. Okay, you can't bring it with you, you cannot tapao. It's temporary and you're here to jaga. And last one, I'm not a parent myself. I think many of you here are parents. This is my recommendation from seeing all my successful friends. Your children are your best legacy, not your bungalow. Because if you give your bungalow to 3 bad kids, your bungalow will be gone and all the kids will not see each other anymore. Okay? So your children are the best. Focus on speaking and reaching unity words and reach them and uplift them. And you will discover your inner voice. And always remember, things can always be worse. Focus on the positive. With that, thank you all so much. So back to you, Coach Fast, or who the MC is, right? Thank you. Or any questions, I'm happy to answer. Thanks.
Thank you, Vernon. The host is Adi. Now, I am just pleased to hear the fact that even I thought it's just within the Malay Muslim community, but even those beyond the community would say you don't bring your wealth to heaven. And nothing is permanent in this life, including all your sorrows and your pain. So never give up. So everything has its timeline. So if you think you are going through pain, then it will just be momentarily. We will not be tested. Still about communication, which is a key in building a successful and sustainable business. But when you talk about communication, where do you start? How do you do it? What to say to your staff? Because each staff needed different strokes. And of course, you need to start to talk to them as a friend, but there are also times where communication is all about pushing down unpopular business policies into the throat of your staff. There are things that we have to tell them. So from Vernon, we now know how to psych ourselves to be the leader we should be, hopefully, in our organization so that we can get our messages across successfully to our team, which is important. If you don't mean what you say, they don't understand, then it cannot get across. And today, from the ever-fluent Vernon, we move to Coach Fast, who will show us how to create seamless communication within our own organization and to ensure goals that has been set remain aligned throughout the organizations. So ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you Mr. Faz. Take it away, Vernon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali. Thank you very much, Vernon, and thank you to everybody here who's spending time together for today's session. Okay, I think just a quick reflection of what Vernon shared today, right? This inner voice thing is real. Okay, it's really real. I think all of us here running business will know when we're doing okay, the voice may not be there. It may not be existent. But the moment we're doing really good, then the voice will come and say, "Hey, come on, I want to buy this one. Why not buy that one?" You know, come and ask you to go and waste money. You know, and when you're doing really, you're going through a patch of difficulty or what, that's where the voice will start, singing to you and say, "You see, this, you're not good enough." All the negative vibes will come out lah, and I think it's normal. It's normal. And I think I really like the fact that Vernon said just now that the communication part is not just about communicating to others, and your team, but also to yourself, right? So we must be able to psych ourselves up or to communicate with us, tell us, speak to ourselves, and make sure we spur ourselves on. And if you're down in the rut, basically to get up and start moving. Okay. And as you mentioned, if really something bad happens, look at the bright side of how to actually spin it into something which is actually positive. And I'm a true believer of that, because I think it's very important. We all go through this kind of stuff, right? And at the same time, of course, having a community or having friends in business who are like-minded and who can actually help to pull you or basically hold your hand and say, okay, never mind, whatever you're going through, I've been through it before. I understand you. Come, let's move on. Let's move along. So I think we have that here. The magic is here. The magic is there in this room. So I hope we can actually make things better along the way as well. So yeah, but then as I mentioned, I think MOTD is definitely a great community. It's really unfortunate that there's quite a lot of our members are actually down with COVID. Families down with COVID. So they're not all of them are here today, right? So no worries, it's all right. They will still have access to the videos. So I hope that the rest of you who are not able to make it today, you can watch the video later on. Okay, I'm going to start to this topic with just a quick introduction that I'm going to talk a little bit about communication, but internally within the organization, right? But we're going to speak about how to communicate your strategy. Okay, we've spoke about this a couple of times, right? Before this, we even held a very close door event. We actually had our uni day session where we went through the strategy and how to actually formulate your own strategy. Today, I'll just go quickly recap a little bit more, but importantly, look at how to communicate it to your team so you can get the best outcome. Okay, and I will also ask upon Madam Hania. So Madam Hania, please don't go and run away. Okay, we're gonna need to hear from you a little bit. Share with us on how you restructured, your team, right, to make it into that arrow format, right? And thereafter, I think communication will become a lot easier also, right? We hope to hear from you. All right. So let me just start by sharing the screen. And if you have not already switched on your videos, I really hope you can, so that I can see your face and this can be a more engaging session together. All right, so I believe you can see the screen. So let's start with a quick reminder. To win at today's session, please connect, give 100%, open your heart and open your mind, right? Basically be open to, to accept new things, right? Participate fully. Okay, don't shy. Okay, be patient. All of us learn at different paces. So give time for you and for others to learn. Enjoy the session and please reflect upon it when you finish today's session with us together. All right. So this is a quick overview of communication and business strategy. Okay, I think it all starts with a proper setting of goals for the year. Okay, right? And after you've done your goal setting, it's very important for you to actually develop your strategy. How are we gonna, reach these goals? How are we gonna get these outcomes that we want, right? And after that comes communication. We need to communicate not just internally, right? Internally, as in I talk to myself, Faz, how are we going to get this strategy to move? How are we going to get this thing to run? Okay, if we're going to have some problems, how are we going to overcome it? That is talking to ourselves, but we also need to talk to our team, right? And then we talk about strategy deployment. Here we talk about how to get things going after you've developed the strategy, how to get it going, how to actually make sure that it's done the best way possible, right? And there is also an element of marketing and financial master plan, right? Because when you already set a certain goal for the year, you've already developed a strategy for the year, you need to make sure that you have enough resources allocated to marketing and the financial aspect of it is actually tight. Okay, then you can actually get things done. All right, and last but not least, very importantly, your human resources must be all up and running. You must have enough people to actually make sure that your strategy can be well executed. Okay, so far, all right? All right, superb. So today we'll go through the first 3 points, which is actually on goal for the year, strategy development, and also communication. Next session, part 2, we'll go to the next 3 elements. All right. So these are the 3 topics we're going to go through quickly today. And I think it's going to be free and easy and it's not going to be too stressful for you guys. So don't worry about it. Okay. So as far as goals for the year is concerned, okay, I think it's very important that we actually start off with the bottom left, which is actually what is the top right actually. What is the ultimate aim that we want? So in your business, what is your ultimate aim? Or rather, what is the actual outcome that you want to make sure happens from your business? So if you were to be providing communication services or branding or marketing, something along those aspects, you need to make sure that the client's voice actually comes out and everybody understands what is that business is all about, right? Something along those lines. If you are actually selling food, you want to make sure that the person who actually buys from you actually is content, happy, right? With whatever that he gets to eat, right? And how do you measure these goals? Okay, it's very, very important for you to actually measure. That means these goals must be something which you can measure either in percentages or in absolute terms, numbers of items or the amount of money which can be yielded from it, right? And then we need to make sure that the status of these goals, it must be able to be updated, meaning the goals is something which you can actually keep on checking and make sure that you are getting near it. Okay, the progress must be measurable. And last but not least, you need to make sure that this whole process of going towards achieving these goals, your operational performance must be able to adapt towards your progress. So if you I just want to make sure that I get 500,000. That's one of my goals. My revenue must hit 500,000. But then you don't look at whether you have sufficient manpower. You don't look at whether have you done enough marketing, in order to get new clients or in order for you to actually sell more stuff. So you are not actually looking at the operational aspects properly. So you need to actually balance both sides of the way. Okay. So let me just show you one example, right, of how to measure goals. Okay, it could be something like this. Maybe I learned this from Vernon also. These acronyms of VCP, right? So V is visibility, C is credibility, and P is profitability. So for me, I actually really follow this because I think it's important for my business, right? And the sweet spot is to be able to actually do something which yields you something covering all these goals at the same time. So if this is something that works for you, then you build upon it. Every business is different. Maybe for Shannon, right? For his business, he's actually doing IT services. For him, maybe credibility is not so important. For him, could be reliability. Why? Because when you call Shannon, his team gets it done, it's going to be settled. So for him, reliability is very important. So it could be changed for that, right? How about maybe let me just ask Madam Hania, how about you? Will you have a different goal here, or how to measure your goal? Well, kena on the spot. Sorry. Actually, I can open it to
You caught
everybody.
me off guard.
Yeah. No worries. Actually, I can open it to all of you. Do you have a different way of actually measuring your goal? If it's not VCP, and for like for Shana, it could be maybe reliability. Do you have another way or another, basically another word you use to actually measure your goals? How about Abang Asa? How about Ali? How about Lisa? I'm sure you guys have already done this exercise, I hope. Oh, also quiet. Means haven't done, is it? Okay, so that means I hope you all will show me your goal measurement later on. All right. So if it's not VCP, just make sure you have another way of actually doing it. You can actually put in your own standard measure. Okay, no worries. But I'll just gonna show you based on VCP what could be the main goals for the year. Okay, so here there are 6. So it could be that for the year you want to increase your, you want to do something with your clients, number of clients or quality of clients. That could be one of it. Okay. Number 2 could be your revenue. You might want to have a change in terms of your revenue. You want to make it bigger. Okay. Your presence. Maybe today, Madam Nora is, her place is really very nice. She wants 2022, she wants it to be even more nicer. So she wants to infuse a lot more Arabic influence into the restaurant or something, where Aisha Hub, will probably hook her up with the best items from Dubai. Who knows, right? So presence, enhanced presence. Okay, maybe for Uli, number 4, team. So his business is picking up. He may probably need a few more people who are as savvy as him, who can speak well as him, and who can actually get the numbers, properly done up for his sales. So he could be team, right? And for partnerships, maybe for Aisha, right? Maybe for this year, you might want to make sure that you have more partnerships with others so that you can actually improve your business in that way, right? And last but not least, for those of you who are already having awards, right? Like you're recognized for what you do. Maybe this year you might want to have additional awards. Okay, maybe an additional awards to recognize the efforts that you put in for 2021, right? So these are it's just an example. These 6 is really up to you. Okay, and I know 6 areas of outcome is a big ask. If you can't, don't choose 6. Take 1 or 2. It's more than enough. Okay, the key thing here is to focus. Even if Anissa, she says, okay, I'm just going to focus on number 4, for example. Okay, for this year. Who knows, right? I just want to focus on number 4. Fine, no issue. But today, at least you've seen the 6. You can add on some more. So you can, the moment, maybe by June, okay, I already hit my number 4. It's settled. My team is settled. Then you can move on to the next important item. Okay, so you can focus on a few. Okay, so far, all right. So these 6 items, right, when combined together, right, this icon that you see here, this hill or this mountain here, right, this would tie up together with here. So ultimately, what you want to make sure is that from the 6 elements that I shown, your VCP are actually achieved, right? By doing something with your, getting better clients or getting more clients, or by increasing your revenues, you actually improve on your profitability, you actually improve on your visibility, right? By having a better team, improving your team, they can actually work well independently and everything. What happens? You're actually increasing your credibility. Get it so far? Right? It makes sense, right? By being able to actually improve your presence, number 3, right? You upgrade your premises, you make it a bit better. Your clients who come in, they actually have a better experience when they deal with you. Maybe you are improving your credibility and your visibility, right? So that's how you actually look at it. Ultimately, end game is for you to actually get a win, your ultimate win, right? For you to actually get the results you want. Your purpose of actually running business is clear. You get the results that you want. Okay, now let's go a bit deeper. Let's just go a bit deeper. And some of you have seen this already. It's time for you to actually define exactly what those 6 are. Okay, so for Ali, think about it. If you are using clients as one of your measure, put a number to it. Okay, if Anissa, you're gonna chase revenue this year, put a figure to it. Okay, presence. Any of you are actually going to upgrade your presence, Madam Nora? Then choose the level of presence that you want. Is it an enhancement? You know, a total change of direction or something? You know, decide how far you wanna go. Okay, team members. If you say you wanna improve your team members, or you wanna increase your team members, maybe Vernon today has 15, he wants 25. Put a number to it. Okay, and partnerships. How many partnerships you wanna have? You know, right? You put a number to it as well, so you can commit. You can actually be ready. Your mind starts working. Okay, I need to find 3 partners. I need to actually work with 3 other businesses. Then the juices start flowing. Then you start coming up with ideas. Then you start executing. Okay, and last but not least, this one just put one lah. Okay, just one award. So Madam Hanya, go and find an award which actually befits you for your business. Bang Azhar, find an award that is good for your business. Okay, nominate yourself for the award. Don't wait for others to nominate. Okay, guys, it doesn't work in the real world. Nobody nominates for you. You have to nominate yourself. Okay, you must go in the lift, press the button, then you can go up. If you don't press the button, you don't go up. Okay, all right. So please go and get it done. Okay. So all in all, when you put everything together on one page, you see that this becomes your plan for the year. This is what you want to do. Okay, this becomes the huge strategy that you have actually developed. Okay, this is when you already sit down, talk to yourself, you know, right? Sit inside our colleague, go into the cave for 2 days, right? Sit by the pool or wherever works for you. Plan this out and start moving. Guys, the reason why I actually touch on this again is I'm coming from a communication angle. Okay, some of you already know this. I went through with you, but I do not know whether you have done it properly or not. Okay, and because things are so fluid, things are changing a lot fast, and this 2022 is going to be a whirlwind if you don't actually, you know, sit up and quickly take attention of what is actually going on, right? So if you have not done it, or if you've not done it perfectly, please go and do it. All right, so I'm just going to go a bit deeper, how I went through with some of you earlier. When you talk about 50 clients, which is what we wanted here, right? 50 clients. Okay, how to go deeper into it is this is the outcome that you want. 50 clients, go even more specifically. Okay, 50, maybe I want 45 micro SMEs, I want 5 SMEs. That is maybe what Shannon wants. Okay, maybe because of this, the objective is actually customer acquisition, meaning he wants to find more clients. Okay, so the strategies that he will develop for his business will be, okay, maybe he wants to do some partnership with other companies. He wants to actually have a strong marketing campaign for acquisition. Guys, why is this so important? Because then you know that you want to go into getting your 50 clients, and this is what kind of increase from the clientele that you have. Why is it so important, Shannon? It's because when somebody else actually, you know, tells Shannon, why do you want to do this kind of marketing? Why don't you do, you know, you hold the PC or the laptop, right? And then you dance on TikTok lah. Can what? Right? Can happen, right? So then Shannon will think, okay, is this a customer acquisition kind of objective can be met? Okay, is the campaign for customer acquisition or not? Or is it more for awareness? You know, then he'll start thinking in that way. If he doesn't, and he has nobody to guide him, he doesn't talk to Vernon, he doesn't talk to Dominic or Greg, what's going to happen is that he's just going to do it. Then tomorrow you can see dancing Shannon with the laptops. Right? Sounds interesting, Shannon. Okay, so we keep it in good focus lah, right? So you do it for good focus. Okay, another example, if you want to go for 500,000 revenue, for example, okay, first understand that this is going to be what kind of increase from the current amount. Okay, look, I went through this with some of you, and you guys actually hit the amounts. Okay, I don't want to say who lah, but at least 3 of you are in this room right now. So this is the revenue I want. This is the revenue I'm going to get. Okay, but you need to know exactly what kind of increase, right? What is the exact outcome that you want? So you see, this is the increase of minimum monthly billings or monthly sales, right? So it's very, very specific. Why? Because when you actually say, I want 500K revenue, it's not going to be just, okay, this is what I want and don't know how I'm going to get it. No. The next step is to formulate. This means that 500,000 divided by 12 is how many a month? So then you communicate with the team. Okay, guys, we need to hit a sales of an X amount of dollars every month. So that's the communications part, right? Okay. So then things like objectives. Why do you want to do this? Okay. Or what's the objective for doing this is maybe customer acquisition, for enhancement of your customers. Maybe right now they are actually buying from you Toyotas. You know, you're selling cars, is they're buying from you Toyotas. So the next step is, instead of selling Toyotas where you actually make $3,000 of commission, sell a Merc lah, then you get $7,000 commission, something like that, right? So that's an enhancement. Okay. It could also be a product enhancement. Instead of selling something like Aisha, currently you're selling your putu-piring like that, you might want to enhance it and sell it for a premium, right? Which you have already done so as well, right? So this is all part of the objectives. And then comes your strategies. So if you see here, right, this formulation that I've put here is very simple, right? But if you know why you're doing it and what's the outcome that you want, it's very easy for you to actually place it. And then all you have to do is to execute. After execution comes assessment. Did it work? If it doesn't work, why? If it works, how well did it work? Can we actually repeat the exercise? Okay, so far? Ken, I'm not going to make you sleep, so don't worry. I'm just going to show you quickly that for every one of them, I actually have, you know, this same process done. Okay, so for physical online presence, same. Okay, for team members, exactly what you want. I want 15 people, for example. Okay, next. For partnerships, so here I can only put my own company example because I can't imagine for you because it's very specific for every business. So imagine, I mean plan for what you want, what kind of partnerships you want, right? So maybe for Madam Nura, it could be a specific partnership with a restaurant association of Singapore or something, you know, who knows, right? It all depends on your industry. And last but not least, like awards or accolades for your industry specifically, what kind of awards you can actually get, plan for this. This is what you want. Okay, so I'm sure in the education industry, so there could be several, right? Look at it, find out what actually works for you, what would actually enhance your business. Then it could be something that you want for your business. Okay, so far? All right. Okay, so the next stage is to actually to get this communicated. So if you notice, right, communication actually there's many ways, right? To your employees, to your external parties. But for today's session, we're gonna focus on your employees, right? So it's more about communicating internally. And if you don't have any employees, so don't worry. Again, just how we spoke about it, communicate with yourself. This is like affirmations, Okay, I just wanna quickly say this, you know, those people in sports, right? They do physical activities every single day, but before they go into competitions, right, they will actually sit down and they will actually do visualizations, and they will talk to themselves how they're going to do it, how they're going to really approach it, so that when they actually do it, right, it just happens, you know. So I happen to have Olympic friends, so honestly that's what they do, and I believe it's very important for us as business owners as well. Okay, if you have not done it, please start doing this to communicate properly, because as you know, as I mentioned just now, we are going to go out from the pandemic stage. Okay, Malaysia has declared 1st of April. I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke. I really hope not. Okay, but they've declared 1st of April as, you know, moving on to endemic stage. Singapore has just declared the peak of Omicron as over. So for your business, don't wait till it's last minute. Don't want to miss the boat, right? So let's plan ahead. So for communication with your employees, the key things that you want to do is to make sure that I'm going to go through this one by one. So the 3 things that we're going to do is to update your organization chart, okay, to make sure that all your manpower is actually on board, right? You departmentalize it properly. Number 2 is to establish your core team, okay, and number 3 would be to prepare for your strategy day. Okay, some of you have done it, some of you have not. If you have done it, I think I'm very certain that it would actually be something which has value added to you. If you have not done it, it would still not too late, okay? Because things are moving fast. it would really help the business to actually get this done. Okay, so here, why I say to actually update your organization chart is because sometimes, especially for those of you who have, quite a few people, like maybe Aisha, maybe Madam Hania, right? You got a lot of people in your business. Sometimes then you can actually forget that you have someone. Okay, it happens. Okay, so I'm just asking you to put everybody's name down. Okay, draw a proper simple organization chart and put all these people by their departments and their functions. Make sure they're all accounted for. Go and cross-check with your payroll. Make sure everybody's there. Okay. Next, please implement. Please, if you can take a photo of this or screenshot this, use this way of doing your organization. Okay, because I found it to really work. It has worked for me very well, and it worked for my clients. I'm sure it worked for you too. Okay, those of you who are already shaking leg or starting to shake leg in that sense, in your business, you can always refer to yourself as a founder. So you don't have to do so much work. Founder only, right? You just founded the business, right? So let everybody else settle everything. Okay, that's the best position to have. Okay, the founder. Okay, if cannot, then you have to take on the other roles below lah. So below the founder, there's the leadership team. Okay, or the leadership group, whatever you call it lah. These people, they will lead the company with you. Okay, and below that will be the management team. These people will help the leadership team to run the business for you. Okay, and below the management team comes all the different departments in your business, all the different functions. All right, so all these different departments, right? You can actually have a head for every one of them, and they will report to your management team to make sure that, okay, any idea, anybody can share with me, why do we have to have all of these departments under the management team? Anyone can tell me? Oh, everybody quiet again. Okay, avoid fast eyes. Okay, don't look into the camera. Karan, what do you think? Too bad, bro. You look into the camera already.
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah, don't like that lah.
So you want the question again?
Yeah. So why must they report to a management team?
Okay. So why must they report to a management team? As far as I know, management team is the one that oversees everything or sees all the different departments, activities or decision making that's required. So you need someone that, or a management team to have that oversight for all departments. Yeah.
Super bro. The management team has to sum it up. Okay, they will look at everything overview. Okay, they will sum it up, make sure the leadership team is apprised. The leadership team will make sure that we are on the right path. Okay, that's the basic function. So if your business, you're not having this format yet, please go and do this format. If you're currently one person, never mind, do the same format, write your name in every box. Okay, because as you go along, you will then decide, okay, where do I want to hire, and I want to put the next person in. If you want to put someone in business development, you can actually put a person in business development, marketing, and sales. Combine it together, right? Hire one person to do all three, because you cannot, give a dedicated function only under business development first. You understand my point, right? If you're going to hire one person, you need help most in these three areas. Make sure you can actually justify 8 hours of work for that person. Give them the whole portfolio. Then as you grow, you need more people. Then you can, basically taper down their functions. Then they can be in charge of just one portfolio or one department. Okay, so that's the way you hire. You don't hire one person. Okay, you do sales, another one more. You do marketing, you do operations. You probably can't do that. Look, the business started from you. You were the only one person. You're doing all of it, right? Okay, so definitely you can do this. Okay. And next, demographics. This is just to basically understand, your operational team is the most important team. Okay. Understand that, okay? So doesn't mean you're in the leadership team or something, then you happy one corner, then you don't want to come to work, or no such thing. Okay, the operational team is the most important. You need to make sure that things are done no matter what. Okay, they are the one who's actually going to make sure that things are executed, feedback is actually given up, and there's continuous development. Okay, so look after this team very, very well. Your management team, they're going to manage, supervise, mentor, and coach your operational team. So they are going to be the bridge. They are also very, very important team, a very, very important group of individuals, right? Okay, your leadership team, this is about steering. They are steering you towards the destination. If in the absence of a management team or your operational team, your leadership team will have to go down. They will have to pull up their socks, roll up their sleeves and get the stuff done. Okay, and many businesses do not have a strategic team because they have not seen the importance. But if you already want to grow your business, you need to actually have that. Okay, let's take a 1 minute intercession to hear from Madam Hania. How was your process, Madam Hania, when you actually converted your business into this and this? Madam Hania, please take it away. Oh, by the way, I didn't rehearse you or ask you to say anything. It's totally impromptu. So all the best.
Yeah, the challenge with impromptu is our mind is a bit muddled. Anyway, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, actually, when I first began when I showed Surface Fazluddin my chart, I think it was really like haywire. Right, and no wonder it was difficult for me to communicate the message right to the staff who is forming the base, the bigger number of staff with regard to vision, missions, and goals that are set. So what happened is that I have to take time to think through and begin with identifying and actually getting to really know each and every one of my staff to ensure that I got the right people in the right team, which begin from the leadership team, and then the second layer is the management team, the third layer is the management support team, and then the rest of the staff. So that process took me some time because I have to make sure for the leadership team, there are the people who I can work with, whose vision and my vision is like, what you call it, like they are people whom when I say something, they know what it is. They already have the shared vision. That's the most important.
Alignment, right?
Yes, they are very already aligned to you. Their individual vision, goal in life is actually aligned with mine and the company vision, the school vision. So that is why it's easier because we move faster. So this leadership team, I don't have many. I have two, which is good for me. It's good enough. I don't too many also. So after that, then from the leadership team, we identify those who can be in the management team, the ones going to run the company properly and make sure whatever the leadership has put in terms of goals and strategies, they will be the ones going to help to ensure it is being carried out. And this team basically are the leaders. Most of them are the leaders on the different centers that I have. So, and also plus those who are under whom I see potential to be one. So I bring them up there. And this one thing good is that what I've also know that I cannot be looking at everybody right from the top right to the end. So from the top to those in the base. So what happened is that the leadership team are also in the management team. So the management team is a bigger number than the leadership team. So why? Because this is where we mentor the one in the management team, and the management team will be mentoring the one next to after them, which is the management support team. So the management support, the management team are the one which is together with us, the leadership who was in the leadership team, to decide on the management support team. Yeah, so the management support team are the one really the ground leaders who are also inclusive of those senior teachers who will be the one in charge of the staff under them, the new staff and things like that, which was good because at the end of the day, it helps me to free up. I cannot say I'm totally free, especially this COVID thing, when I have to at times to come down to cover a certain tasks because of the shortage of staff, because of the COVID, they having COVID and things like that, or the family COVID. But at least it frees me of the time I need to focus on what I can do best. And this is where the management support team, actually they are the hands and legs of the management team. They're the closest of the allies of the management team, and they are dependable people who can really execute the operational plans and goals that strategies we have already planned. So these are the people that I have, and then I can see that the school is running far better than it was before. So but at the end of the day, that because I also organize the meetings I have is more frequent than I had before. So especially with the management support team, so they from their what you call it, the report, it is I don't expect them to write a lengthy report. No, it's just reports of what happening, so I know what is happening on the ground. But I need not be the one in there to solve certain problem. Unless they really cannot, then they bring up to the management team, and if they still cannot, then that's where I will be there to help them and give them support. But basically, I give them guidelines so that I did not have to be always the decision maker of every aspect of even little things that they are supposed to be given the empowerment to decide given the guidelines. So I think that's how very structured. And I'd like to thank Mr. Fast for that.
No worries. Most welcome, Madam Haya. So I think initially, right, when before we actually had this, had this thing done in your business, right, I think the key challenge was making things happen, right, and communicating with everybody, and for the rest of the team to actually take instructions from you lah, in that sense. I think it was also a challenge. By having things done in a more streamlined manner, I think it's much easier also. So it's great to hear from you that it's actually working out. And I think I really hope for the rest of you who are present here today, if you are thinking about it, I think just try to get this done lah. I think it will definitely help you. If you have problems along the way, or you need any additional help, do just give me a holler. I'm most happy to help you lah. Okay. And to reiterate Madam Haya's point, the leadership team is actually within the management team, right? So obviously you have additional people, right, who are in your management team lah. Okay. And your management support team will be even bigger. So your management support team, can you imagine, it's going to be another bigger circle here outside here, and the people that you add on to it will be your department heads. Okay, so they'll be the persons who make sure that your each department is actually doing what they're supposed to do lah, right? Okay, so let me move on. If you have any questions, just go ahead and let me know. If not, I'll just continue to the next part. Yeah, so to prepare for strategy day is to just make sure that you actually have a chance to communicate with your team on this. Okay, so what are you going to communicate on? Basically, you're going to communicate with them on this one, right? You're going to tell them, look, guys, for 2022, with the changing landscapes, with the new budget, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is what we're going to go for. Something like that. Okay, so you're gonna tell them these are the 6 things that you're gonna pursue for the company, or these are the 3 things that you're gonna focus on. It's up to you. Okay, so this is gonna be your game plan, right? And they're gonna look at you. If you have not mastered what Vernon has shared us today, by having the proper leadership voice and everything, right, we're definitely screw it up, Okay, straight up speaking. Okay, and I have screwed up so many times. So the reason why I'm saying this to you is because you would want to make sure that you do something to show them that, look, you have already thought about it properly. If you say I want 50 clients, it's because I am going to show you how to get it done. Then they'll be like, okay, Ken, boss, come, we do this together. If you just tell them, okay, guys, I want 50 clients, and then they will just tell you, okay, good luck, all the best. Okay, because you're not going to show them the way. You need to show them the way. Okay, so this is going to be your simple blueprint, all these things that I'm showing on the screen. Okay, so this is the communication part where you do within your strategy day. So make sure that you want to make sure that your team is aligned with you. And to do this alignment, it's best to make sure that your team is already properly, stratified in that sense. They are already properly done in a proper. I mean, they're already aligned in a correct way, so that when you actually sit with them and talk to them about alignment, it's much easier for the message to go across, and it's much easier for them to actually sign up, or rather buy in to what you're trying to actually achieve lah. Okay, communication part is to basically how to communicate. Okay, guys, honestly speaking, right, if it's something important like the strategy or something, or you want to make sure that you get the best outcome possible, right? You may not even want to do it yourself. Okay, you may want to actually get someone else to help you with it. Like how, for example, why wonderful people like Greg and Dominic are here today from Wanderlust, right? So these are the people who know how best to represent your business and how to talk to others about you, because it's different, right? When you actually take the trumpet and you blow your own trumpet versus someone telling a story about your business. It's different, right? And when you actually ask a proper expert to actually craft the right message, to put it across in the right way, the message gets absorbed, right? So this is what I'm talking about, the communication part. If you're going to do a strategy day, right, and you are not the best person to actually do the strategy day for your business, get someone else. Okay, so you want to talk to Greg and Dominic, you may want to talk to Adi Rahman, who knows. Okay, the whole idea is to get someone who can do this for you if you cannot do it yourself. But I always believe the first person to do it is you, because you started the business, you founded it. Okay, you should try it out. Okay, if you can't, then get one of your leadership team members to do it. If not, get someone external to do it. Okay, then your team will understand the importance of what you are trying to do today. Okay, so that's the communication part. The commitment part is to make sure that everybody actually buys into what is actually being presented at the. Okay, and the only way to have a good buy-in, a good commitment to it, is to make sure that you really go into a full detail of how this thing is supposed to be done. So they are not interested with objectives. Your staff are not going to be like, oh, you want to do this because you want brand enhancement, is it? Or recognition, is it? They don't care one. But what they want to hear from you is, they want to hear from you that, look, I want you to identify any potential awards to aim for. Okay, boss, I'll go and check. Understand? Okay. If you tell them, look, I want to go and find a way that we can actually fulfill all requirements for this particular for this particular award. Okay, I will go and read up, I'll go and do research on it. Understand? That's what they need. They need proper direction. So if you have done this, it'll be much easier for them to buy in. It'll be much easier for them to say, okay, Ken, we can do this at this part. They will be able to commit to it. Okay. And last but not least is the assessment. Look, we have seen so many sites today, and I'm about to end my part also. At the end of the day, we can do this strategy, we can plan for what we want, but we need to assess, are we getting there or not? So for this, I want to call upon Lisa to quickly share with me, to quickly share with all of you, the things that have been planned ahead for the year. So far, she's been hitting it, she's been getting it. And the reason why she could do it is not just about execution, but it's because of the assessment that she does. Every session, she will have a 20-page slide for me, to tell me first, this is what we plan to do, This is where we at now. This is what we went through. This is what we at now. So I want you all to listen from here. Of course, I don't expect everybody to do this, but if you want to actually reach where you want to go, you have to assess lah. That's what I'm trying to say. Lisa, maybe share with us how do you do it for your business?
Ada arrow okay. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Macam mana I buat? Okay, so basically I've been following Mr. Faz religiously, like whatever he said I do. Okay, so I'll make it a point like every month. I will sit down with my team. Okay, starting January lah, actually kita start to change things, and Alhamdulillah, I actually practice yang that triangle, the leadership team, the management team. So with that management team kan, now I have 5 core teams yang I deal with. Kirakan I only talk to the leaders, and then the leaders will send the message to the teachers. It's not easy to have 15 in the teams, but I'll make sure that every week I'll prepare for them a task delegation, like what they have to do, and I put a date due. Kirakan okay, by this date, I want it. Okay, but along the way, if they have issues, they will approach the leaders lah, the principals. So far it went well. Okay, about my one-to-one session with Mr. Faz, because we are enrichment centers kan, so I always update him like this month how many students, and then so-called okay, like the current issue now, we have withdrawals due to COVID. So I update him on okay, we have lost, okay, just to open up dengan you all like currently kita lost like around 50k kan, and it's like worrying because of the COVID, like parents takut nak hantar anak pergi tuition, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's our issue right now. So I update him. But on top of that, I put the end in mind. I know ada problem, but I know how to cover up. Kirakan okay, we have lost this much, but I have another strategy. Like I know that I have to push my production. Okay, and you know the LIC, we only focus on Arabic, right? But 2022, I push myself, I push my limit. Mr. Faz also pushed me and then tell me that okay, I have to not only see LIC as Arabic, but we are going for mainstreams, the mainstream subjects. So we are, for me, okay, like I am pushing my limits out of my comfort zone. And this March holiday is so-called our first mainstream program, and it is science. I hate science, but science is our so-called first program. Okay, and then now we are hitting phonics program, number bonds program, and Alhamdulillah. Okay, now talking about the hiring, right? So we had staff issue lah, okay, in December, and that's so-called one of my lowest point. But again, I have a change of mindset, and I tell myself, okay, it's easy to find staff, and you don't, not all opportunity is a good opportunity. Okay, so I always I uphold that. So I istikharah, I minta doa and everything, and Alhamdulillah, because Mr. Faz dah said, you know, I have to go go mainstream, right? I should say that I have the best team now. All right, I do have teachers, dear Montessori trained. Okay, and she is willing to start the company like from scratch. You know, all my team, like they know that okay, we are at the beginning stage, and they are willing to work, go through with me together lah. And then talking about apa lagi Mr. Faz, you nak tanya I daripada apa lagi? Am I on track? Numbers okay?
Yeah. So far when you see me every month, right? You are actually, I mean, for me, I can see that you're getting closer to the end result that you want lah. Last you already hit it. So this year it's a much bigger jump. And along the way there was some challenges and everything, right? But because of the way that you assess your performance, every month you actually tell me, okay, look, this is where we want to be. This is where we are at, and these are the things I have to do to change it. So you just share with them this, it'll be good lah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and then macam talking about recently, because I know we have that much loss kan, so I kirakan strategize benda baru for production. So I have planned, I have informed Mr. Faz, I dah plan tau daripada March this year sampai Feb next year, what kind of production, what kind of books I want to produce. And kita macam maximize our teachers' potential. So dekat LIC, we want to groom our teachers. So kirakan our teachers ni, every of LIC teachers, at the end of the day, they will publish their own book. They will publish their own assessment book. So kalau if you all aware what LIC is doing, currently hanya I je tau yang buat assessment books. So now I want to turunkan the ilmu to the teachers. teachers, and the teachers get to produce. And Buat Si Manja is one of the book store yang that time support kita and jual buku, and alhamdulillah, maybe apa ni Kak Farizan, our book so far dapat sambutan, right? As in, okay, so like we know that there's a market. So sekarang the energy, and I have to push my team lah. So you all doakan, okay? InsyaAllah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. So at the end of the day, it's very important that once you reset the strategy, you communicated the strategy, make sure the assessment is done. Okay, and then we assess how to actually bridge the gap. Whenever you see you're going away from it, okay, let's find a way to get closer balik, so you get back onto the path. Okay, the moment you stray away from where you want to go, or where you want, basically where you want to go, what you want to achieve, right, it's gonna be harder to actually go back onto the right path. Okay, because you have strayed quite a fair bit lah, right? To get back onto the road is gonna be tough. Okay, so before I close off, right, I just want to show you this screen quickly again. I just want to make sure that none of you who are actually running a very lean outfit, right, you feel extra pressured or burdened. Okay, look, I showed you this particular organization chart. If you are a one-man show, right, it's fine, because you have the best person at every single department, and that person is you. Okay, see, Vernon, I just did what you asked to do just now. That's called application, guys. So look, if you're one person show, doesn't matter. Okay, you are the best person for your business. You are in every single department. Okay, you are definitely going to make the best outcome for your business. It's just a question of compartmentalizing your thoughts, and don't get it, muddled together. So when you want to think of finance separately. When you want to think about sales separately. Okay, and then you connect the dots. Don't think, oh my God, finance lah, sales lah, what stress. Then you get flustered. So don't think in that way, right, Dora? That's what we also always talk about this, right? Think separately, then join the dots together. Okay, but definitely you have the best person in your company lah. Okay, and last but not least, a quick call to action to all of you. If you have not watched Uni Day 1's videos, or if you could not watch it earlier because you did not qualify or you did not actually register for it, I'm going to open it for 10 days for you to watch it. Only 10 days. Okay, believe it, I'm going to switch it off after that. So after today's session, go and open it, go and access it, go and watch this video, please. Okay, it's going to be tiring a little bit, definitely, because I'll go through it very, very seriously. But there were many aha moments. There were many moments of, brain warmth and everything. Some of you told me, oh my God, so fast. Now I know what to do. Oh my God. Yeah. So please go and watch it. You can go and get it done for your business. Okay. Because I want you to communicate with your team. Make sure that they know what you want to do. Okay. Make sure you also know what you want to do lah. Right. And then they can actually do it together with you. Okay. All right. That's the most important thing for today. Okay. So, let's take a photo, guys. Let's take a photo before we forget. Let me just stop my share. And I hope for the best, brightest smiles from every one of you. Okay, I know some of you cannot on your video because of certain health matters. So I know if you're around, please, if you can join us. Howard, if you can join us. Diana, if you can join us as well. Right, okay, connecting once, twice. Okay, superb, Diana, thank you. Okay, come, let's put on the biggest smile. Thank you, Ainul. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. All right, so let me hand over back to Mr. Adi. If you guys have any questions on today's topics, please feel free to reach out to us, and also to Vernon. Thank you very much, Vernon, for today's session. Really appreciate you and sharing your awesome knowledge with us. Right, I think there's a lot to learn from everybody here. So please do reach out to Vernon, reach out to me. Let's get the best outcome for your business. Okay. All right, over to you, Mr. Adi.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Faz, and I think we hope that we can learn. I know it's a very hot, sleepy afternoon after a very rainy one. Now, our next session for the 14th of April maybe I will let Ashura or Ahmad Shahid introduce or let us know whether 14th of April is still happening.
Right, sure. Right, Mr. Adi, let me take over from here. Thank you, Mr. Adi. All
No
right, so we've come almost to the end of the session. Just some admin matters just to announce to everybody here. Basically, as what Mr. Adi mentioned, 14th of April is our next session. Of course, these are what was planned earlier. If in the event that we were required to reschedule or move around the dates accordingly, don't worry, we will update accordingly and we will let you know at the earliest time possible. All right, but more importantly, next slide, please. All right, just another gentle reminder. So for next month, all right, whether it's on the 14th or not, basically, we have our quarterly segment, which is the Into the Abyss. All right, this is basically a session every 3 months when we come together. It's a closed door event, basically where everyone will share their sales, the profits, and also their wins and challenges, more importantly. All right, just a quick recap. Into the Abyss is more of basically be more comfortable with your wins and also to address all the challenges that you face while running your company. All right, next slide. All right, so another thing regarding our portal. So if let's say you haven't been to our portal, you can go to our website, www.monstersofthedeep.co. Top right corner, there's a button for member login. And once you click on there, all right, you'll be able to access all of our assignments and also the recording of this session. So all our past recordings, all the future recordings will be uploaded onto this portal. All right, next slide. All right, so just some snapshots of our portal. All right. All right, and next thing also, we have an Instagram page. All right, so we have tips that are being shared within this session and also offline. All right, we also interact with the other mobsters, our other guest speakers offline, and basically we would like to share all of this with all of you. So what we have done is basically we have taken those words, we've taken those advices and prepared them into infographics for easier digestion. All right, can we show some examples? All right, so such as this, why I need this email for my small businesses. So these are very generic and very easy to digest information. All right, for people who are starting out, or basically if you feel that you don't have the basic necessary foundations, you can go to our Instagram page and refer to it accordingly. All right, so these are more tips. All right, and as basically our routine, all right, so because we have one of our senior monster, Almarhum Muhammad bin Hassan, the husband of our dear Madam Zuhaira. All right, he has passed on some time back and we like to make a small prayer for him. All right, so kita hadiahkan Fatihah kepada Almarhum Muhammad bin Hassan, semoga diampunkan segala dosa beliau, diterima segala amal ibadah beliau dan semoga ditinggikan derajat beliau. Al-Haziniya Al-Fatihah. All right, we shall make one more prayer, but this time around is for Ustaz Hanafi, husband of our dear Madam Farizan. He's actually making, he's going overseas, Madam Farizan? Tomorrow, Yep, all right. He's flying off tomorrow to Mecca and Madinah atas urusan sponsor iftar. All right, he's making some arrangements over there for some sponsorships. All right, so kita hadiahkan Fatihah kepada beliau juga. Semoga diberikan kesihatan waktu di sana. Semoga dipermudahkan segala urusan beliau dan semoga diterima segala amal ibadah beliau. Al-Haziniya Al-Fatihah. Okay, normally I will lead the after session prayers. Tetapi, oh yes, last but not least, kita semua. Alright, lupa pula pasal kita semua. Alright, this is for all of us business owners, for our efforts management our business. Alright, kita juga hadirkan Fatihah lah kepada all of us supaya dipermudahkan segala urusan untuk kami semua. Alright, selalu diberi segala tunjuk ajar. Alright, and selalu diterima segala usaha kami sebagai amal ibadah kami. Fatihah. Auzubillah. Amin. Ya, kenapa? Okay, So as I mentioned, normally I will lead the after session doa. Tapi I feel maybe this time round, since we have Ustaz Muzammil in the house, I feel maybe it's better, Ustaz. Would you be able to kindly lead us in a closing doa for all of us?
Jazakallah khair, but I'm still recovering from COVID-19 actually. So yeah, my throat is not very comfortable right now.
Okay.
So sorry.
Okay, tak apa, Ustaz. Right, it's okay. Alright, I'll just lead the doa as per normal. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا الذي ينفعنا رب زدنا علما نافعا ووافقنا عملا مقبولا اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا ممن خلف أمرك وعصاك وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ونعم المولى ونعم النصير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين تقبل الله منكم. All right, that's it for this session. Thank you so much, everybody, for staying through all the way to the end, and hopefully see you all next month for our next session and also our Into the Abyss segment. Take care, everybody.